What is going on YouTube? Mr. Knife Guy here, and today I'm showing you a really cool knife. This is one of my favorite knives in my collection. It is just a cool little compact blade that has so much fun fidget factor. Everything about it is just really impressive, and that is going to be the EMP EDC Nymble. So this one right here is going to be the second run. So let me show you guys what it says right here. That is the EMP EDC Nymble Frame Lock Blade Steel M390, DOB November 2021, number 441, and that's the second production. So a little bit, this one is a little bit older. He's been around for a while, but man, is it still just holding up really good. This is a knife that I use and carry really often, actually, because it's just such a great shape and design. And I'm gonna say it, this is the Chinese Roosevelt. Everything about it, other than the fact that the fidget factor, right, it does have this light switch flipper tab on it. It's got a great just flicking hole, you know, that hole, the thumb hole that they put in it just works so well. Just knocked it out of the park. And then it's got a front flipper, which is pretty aggressive front flipper. I'm trying to hold my hand so it works good for the camera and the front flip at the same time. It's awkward, but the front flipper is there and it works pretty good. You know, you gotta practice a little. It's not quite the same as the front flipper on the Ronin that they make. That's really hard to do there. All right, got one and done, right guys? So there's the anodized backspacer. It's got the serial number on it, number 441. It doesn't have the blade steel anywhere on it. There's no markings on the blade at all. The scales are a little bit lightened. There is a little bit of pocketing in those titanium scales. This is all titanium construction. It's got that EMP EDC logo on the pivot that they put on all their knives, the little man in the atom, every man's pocket, and wow, what a cool knife. Just, you can see how small this knife is, right? It's an incredibly small knife. It's not super light, so in regards to its American-made brother, the Roosevelt's gonna kind of knock this one off the scale, right? You're not really coming in the same caliber of knife, but it is a close second, right? The Rosie is incredibly lightweight. The action is incredibly smooth, and it's just, there's nothing quite like a Roosevelt. There's nothing as good as a Roosevelt, right? It's just, you're not going to get it. But this is an $800 knife, right? While this is a $300 knife. And I'm going to be fully transparent with you guys. I paid $120 for this on the secondary market in like brand new condition. 125 bucks. So yeah, I'm happy. You know, I have a Rosie, and this is really good. It's really similar. The action is so similar. It's heavier. The ergos are a little bit different because, you know, you have this big gap right here. If they had drawn this out just a little bit more, it would be so similar in the way that you hold this knife. It still is pretty similar, right? You know, it's really close. You don't have quite as much real estate just because of that, right? It's a little further back in the hand, but man, is this just such a good knife? The fidget factor is just amazing. It's just so good. You're just gonna be playing with this on the couch for so long, just sitting there flicking it, because the action is so smooth. And I love they do so many different designs with this knife. The frag model is my favorite. I never bought one just because, I don't know. The frags always go for a little bit more, but they do so many different cool designs. This one, this purple anno, has held up so good against time. It hasn't faded at all, and it's just, you know, my scales don't even have a scratch on them. They're in perfect condition. I dropped this knife fidgeting with it. I forgot it was on my lap. I got up and it went flying onto my granite slate floor. The tip got a little nick, so we did lose just a couple thousandths of an inch on the tip. But other than that, it held up so well. So it can take some abuse. The M390 blade steel holds an edge really well. I've never sharpened it. It's still really sharp. So this is just, man, one of my favorite knives. It's just such a cool, such a fun knife. This flipper tab just, it just rockets out there. So you have 4 different methods of deployment: thumb, spidey, flipper, front, which is just, you know, pick your poison, right? How do you want to flick your knife? So that it's pretty cool. It's just a really great all-around knife, and I think they did a great job with it. You know, I think it's one of my favorite knives, and it's a really good knife. So that's my spin on it. That's my opinion, you know, compared to if you can't get a Roosevelt, you know, because they're really hard to come across, right? You got to know where to look on the secondary, and they are plentiful if you're in the right groups, but you're going to pay more than they cost, and they already cost a lot of money. So to pick up one of these at a third the price, you know, guys want $900 for a Rosie, right? They do, because everyone, you know, just likes to scalp knives. It's just what you do with a Rosie. I don't know why, but so you can get one of these brand new for $300, or you can find one on the secondary for $200, you know, $250, $225, or if you're like me and you just find an insane deal, $120. So that's my spin on the Roosevelt, on the Chinese Roosevelt, on the EMP EDC Nymble, and it's a great knife. You can't go wrong with this blade. So thanks for checking it out, guys. I really hope you enjoy. I hope you like the content. I hope you like the videos in my incredibly low budget production studio that's in my mom's basement. So thank you guys for coming, and enjoy your knives.